quarters. Oh, that's where I just came from. Sup?
A situation requires your attention, Inquisitor. Noble Chantry loyalists in the city of Jadar are spreading accusations that you're responsible for the Divine's death. They're unusually organized. I recommend we send people to Jadar to deal with the matter.
Can they be reasoned with?
Will anyone even believe me if I claim I didn't kill the Divine?
Perhaps if they learn about your heroics, we should emphasize how you stopped the breach devouring the sky. Even in Jadar, it may win you a few admirers.
Why are nobles interested?
What does the nobility gain by saying I murdered Justinia?
A scapegoat to begin with, but I wonder if the Grand Clerics are at work. Those immediately eligible to be divine died at the Conclave. The ones remaining were not as favored. They may look upon you as a rival for influence.
Let's send diplomats, I guess.
Let's send some ambassadors to convince Jada I'm not a monster in disguise.
Excellent. I believe there is much to be gained by winning them over.
Anything else?
Yes?
Anything to report?
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
What about our allies?
Any thoughts on the people here?
Who did you mean?
Roguish fiends. Cole.
Cole, actually.
Who? Oh, wait, you mean the quiet young man? How strange. I'm sure we must have talked, yet I can't recall what we discussed.
Sarah.
I'd love to know how you and Sarah get along.
I know she extracts gossip from this. Sarah's ability to vanish whenever her mischief's discovered must...
Let's speak.
Farewell.
So you're done, I assume.
Yes?
What's your family like?
Tell me about the Montiliers.
Well, my parents are alive. Of my 4 siblings, most attend to the running of the... That reminds me. I must ask someone to make sure Yvette attends. My youngest sister has no head for social engagements.
Why are you arranging it?
Why are you overseeing your siblings'
Okay,
social
oh,
life?
this is new, I
It's
think.
uneven custom. After a certain age, the heir apparent runs the family's estate to prove they're worthy of succession. If you're unfit for the task, the heads of the house, usually one's parents, may decree a new heir.
What did the heads do?
What do these uneven heads of the households do if they don't run it?
They work and provide guidance. I've taken advice from my parents. Well, mostly mother. Father's more of an artist. It's rather gauche, but we never can dissuade him from running his own salons. Between him and my siblings, mother's looking forward to my taking over the estate.
That sounds exhausting.
Between that and the Inquisition, when do you ever rest?
Delegation helps a great deal. But managing the estate is my duty. As much work as it is, I will not shirk it.
You sound determined.
Is running your family's estate that important to you?
I'm responsible for their welfare. A Montilier never shuns their familial duty. Taxing as those duties can sometimes be.
Maybe your family can help.
Maybe your siblings could help lighten your burden.
You don't know them. But Lorien in charge, or Antoine, or Yvette? No, truly. It must be me.
Where did you grow up?
Where were you raised, Josephine?
I was born in Antiva City, but when I turned 15, Mother declared I'd attend finishing school in Val Royaux. But I bowled into her skirts the day I had to leave.
How's that? That must have been.
You must have missed her terribly.
I did. And she was most unsympathetic to my wailing. But my mother only wanted the best for me. Living in Orlais was an education in itself.
What was the school like?
What did you learn at this finishing school in Val Royaux?
Among other things, mathematics, rhetoric, poetry, history. logic, and a great deal of etiquette. I still remember Madame Beventir's switch on my knuckles when I forgot the basic tenets of Nevaran dining customs. For a dowager approaching her 80th year, she had quite the arm.
What do you think of Orlais?
How did the younger you like Valrio when you arrived?
Have you ever stepped into a new city and felt the buildings couldn't possibly be real? That was Valroyo to me. So beautifully foreign. I gaped at its spires for months.
Are there none in Antiva?
Does Antiva City have nothing that compares to Valrio?
Antiva City is a jewel among the capitals. But I did not appreciate that before I traveled. There are multitudes of places I'd like to see. Seheran, the Anderfels, whatever lies past the Amaranthine Ocean.
Tell me about Antiva. Who's in charge of Antiva?
Who rules Antiva?
Officially, the Principality of Antiva is governed by His Majesty King Fugelno II. In reality, Antiva's merchant princes rule the country in everything but name. Quite loudly, I might add.
Is that first-hand experience?
What sort of dealings did you have with these merchant families?
As ambassador, I attended Privy Council meetings in a mediatory capacity. May I just say, one has never heard an argument until they've sat in on 15 princes howling down each other's tariff suggestions.
How's anyone get
That sounds more like a
anything done?
mob than a meeting.
It's all a part of life in Antiva. Our traditions value passion and romance. A certain exuberance of style.
You're not very exuberant.
Are you positive you're Antivan?
I can be most exuberant when it's called for. Just at the right moments, and in a proper fashion. Might we speak of something else?
Tell me about Antiva. What's living in Antiva like?
What's the land like in Antiva?
The settled areas are quite lush. The vineyards run as far as the eye can see in some places. Antiva City, however, perches right up against the Rialto Bay. That's what I miss most. The sea crashing against the maze of the docks.
You spend time there?
I have difficulty seeing you wandering around a trading port.
Everyone in Antiva City spends time by the ships, my lady. The finest restaurants and poets all make their habitation by the sea. The waterfront's never still. Lanterns are lit along the promenade no matter what the weather.
Do you miss Antiva?
Are you ever homesick?
Occasionally. When the breeze stirs the trees in the garden, I sometimes pretend it's the sound of the surf. Do you know, I even miss those terrible squawking birds infesting the harbor. My youngest sister used to throw whole loaves of bread to the gulls. Silly thing.
What of your family fortune?
You said the Montiliers used to run an entire trading fleet. What happened?
There was a scandal in Valroyo more than an age ago. The Montiliers were forbidden from trading with Orlais. Our personal fortunes never quite rebounded.
A whole age ago?
Does anyone in Orlais even remember what that scandal was?
I doubt it, but the injunction persists.
What exactly happened?
An affair with a minor lord. Perhaps. Most other details are lost.
Wait, you don't even know?
Are you saying your family's livelihood was ruined because of a love affair no one even remembers?
Essentially, Orlesian politics are full of these unhappy little missteps, Inquisitor.
What's your past with Liliana?
You haven't really gone into detail about how you know Liliana.
We met... let me think. We met the last few years of my schooling, but we became friends after I became ambassador to Orlais. It seems terrifyingly long ago now.
What promoted the reunion?
How exactly did you and Liliana reconnect in the Inquisition?
I discovered my family had been overcharging a merchant we traded with for months. Our name carries a great deal of trust in Antiva. I spent weeks arranging a string of favors as suitable recompense. Apparently satisfied, the merchant extended me an invitation to her estate. Liliana greeted me in place of the merchant.
Clever way to test you.
I assume the entire problem was some form of trial.
You assume correctly. Liliana claimed she needed someone of painful integrity for the Inquisition. I accepted, once she finally explained what it was.
Are you still friends?
Do you remain close?
Yes, but she's grown so much more distant than the outgoing woman I met in Valroyo. Leliana used to wander the Orlesian courts, singing the sweetest songs, charming the greatest wits. Now she collects secrets and takes risks that would make empires tremble. I worry, but she will not hear it.
You talk often then?
Does Leliana confide in you?
She enjoys revisiting our more disastrous adventures. Leliana used to concoct the most ridiculous plans. Run if you ever see her with a twine ball, a measuring stick, and a handkerchief.
Okay.
Let's speak later.
Goodbye.
Okay, now you're finally done. Wait, what's down here? I don't fucking remember the layout of this place. Okay, so this is this place. Wasn't there an alchemy place in here? Oh, there's all my bottles. More of them. Oh, a book. Okay. I came from that door. So what's here? Read. Again. Cool, did it? And a book. Then this leads outside. I know where that is. Okay. So next up, sure, restart now. Laptop's done working encoding, so I can restart it for this supposed Windows update that keeps asking me shit. Alright, another book. That's it in here. Alright. Let's go back up. This way. Any books here? No. Alright.
Worship?
Do you have anything to say?
Stone Mad, Inquisitor.
Can you interpret the meaning?
Do you have insight into the stories these
Here you go, Inquisitor. I wrote up some thoughts. Hope it adds to the effort.
Okay.
Stone Mad, Inquisitor.
Do you have...
Tell you what. Who better, right? A good dwarven perspective.
Another time.
Alright, Farrick. Let's talk. Fighting a losing battle?
Battling the demons of paperwork. That's a fight nobody walks away from clean.
You have no idea the number of times I've almost been killed by bills of lading. I've been meaning to come talk to you anyhow. I never officially joined the Inquisition. I don't know how to do this disciplehood thing. I'm a businessman. Never really followed a chosen one before.
Make it up as you go?
I don't even know how to deal with all this. Just make something up. It'll be fine.
Oh, so we're saving the world through bullshit now?
Yeah.
All right, I can manage that. You just don't know what you are to the people out there. The Herald of Andraste is a symbol bigger than any of us.
What? No. Don't want to check for updates. Fuck you. I can't be bigger than myself.
There's no way I can be bigger than myself, Varric.
Sure you can. You don't see yourself like they do. The sky tears open, demons everywhere. To ordinary folks, these are the end times. The only hope they have is you. You're the sign that somebody might hear their prayers. That maybe they're not abandoned after all. You heard the crowd singing after Haven was attacked?
I'm still me, though.
Whatever I am to Thedas, I'm still just an ordinary person.
So, just a regular person, like anybody else. Right. I should probably get back to work. Unless, you up for a game of Wicked Grace?
What's that? Sup, Varric?
What can I do for you, Inquisitor?
Tell me about Red
I
Lyrium.
want to know more about Red Lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
Why would the Templars take it?
What could the Templars want with it?
In Kirkwall, just having the Lyrium idol made Knight Commander Meredith impossibly strong. Before it turned her into a Lyrium statue, anyway. Maybe they thought the power was worth it, or maybe they didn't know the consequences.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject. What can I do for you, Inquisitor? I'll tell you what I can.
Can it petrify
It seems
people?
to infect people like a disease and turn them to lyrium. How can it do that?
That's a good question. To tell the truth, we don't really know what that shit can do to a person. And I don't want to find out.
I think that's enough on Red...
Yeah. Looking for someone to talk your ear off? I think I can oblige.
I have a personal
Can
question.
I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined to... No problem. I've got a minute if you need something.
Let's discuss the
What are your
Inquisition.
thoughts?
If there's anybody out there who hasn't joined the Inquisition, they're hiding under a rock. Did you want to take over for Eldon? I think we might be able to conquer it just by looking east.
How's Liliana doing?
What do you think of Leliana's work?
Do you want to know what the Arishok had for breakfast this morning? I think she can tell you.
Josephine.
How do you think Josephine is handling the job of ambassador?
If this Inquisition thing doesn't work out, I may hire her to deal with the Merchants Guild. She'd own them before breakfast.
Cullen.
What do you think of our general?
Find him a war or something. If he spends any more time in the yard drilling, Josephine will have him killed.
Good to know.
Back to work then.
Why is my laptop being so loud? All I did was restart it. None of its CPU is being used. I don't fucking know. Whatever. Well, Varric didn't have much to say. So let's start book up there. There's a book here.
Inquisitor, Do you have a moment?
No.
What were you like? Before the anchor?
I don't know.
Has it affected you? Changed you in any way? Your mind? Your morals? Your spirit?
How should I know?
If it had, do you really think I'd have noticed?
No. That's an excellent point.
Why do you ask?
You show a wisdom I have not seen since my deepest journeys into the ancient memories of the Fade. You are not what I expected.
What did you expect?
What have I done that's so surprising?
Humans are short-sighted, brutish, blind to the beauty of the Fade. Their minds cast in a duality of black and white. But you have shown a subtlety in your actions. A wisdom that goes against everything I know of your people.
I try.
I do what I can.
You are modest, So many would use this Inquisition as a blunt instrument in their rise to power. But not you.
So what does this mean, Solus?
It means that I respect you deeply, Inquisitor. And I have disturbed you enough for one evening.
Okay. Wait, why are my temps at 60? What the fuck is happening with my laptop? That fucking Windows update. Nothing is even running. What did that Windows update do? What? Can I just put this in power saving mode? Fuck. Doesn't do anything for the fan. I don't get it. Why is the temps basically like their max load? Okay, fuck it. I'll just turn off the computer. I'm fucking need it on. Maybe a restart will help anyways. Oh fuck. Shut down. Okay. Back to doing this. Back to talking to people. Wait, where's this go? Oh, this goes upstairs. I think.
Worship?
Where are you, Solus? Oh, there you are.
We must stop the Wardens from carrying out this insane plan, Inquisitor.
Huh?
To seek out these old gods deliberately in some bizarre attempt to preempt the Blight.
Oh. Don't forget the demons.
And calling the army of demons. That's my favorite part.
The demons are nothing. They're a tool.
A tool that gives Corypheus an army.
That's not the point. Even if they could succeed, the entire idea is wrong. The Blight is not something one smugly outsmarts. Forgive me. The entire idea is unnerving. How can I help?
Tell me about your journeys.
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I would be happy to share it with you.
Oh my god. Okay. Tell me about the old ruins.
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found an ancient dwarven thaig no longer sheltered by the stone. An earthquake had exposed it all to daylight. 1,000 dwarven corpses lay, the victims of a dark-spawn horde. their last stand marked by one great ring of armor. In the middle, one small body, clutching tightly to a small stuffed toy.
Tell me about spirits.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
The Alamari crossed the Frostback Mountains to escape a beast they called the Shadow Goddess in their story. I met the spirit that they fled. She walks the Fade along the southern tundra, weeping lonely and forgotten. Great Ferelden formed because a lonely spirit drove her prey away.
Tell me about old
Tell me
memories.
about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a dwarf emerge into the light of day and shield his eyes against the sun. The first time he had seen it, the tears were streaming from his eyes. I thought them from the blazing light, until I saw the rock he held so tightly. Then he laid the rock down gently, and he left it as he walked away.
We'll talk later.
How can I help?
Tell me about
I
Corypheus.
need to know more about Corypheus.
You shamed him when you destroyed Haven. Spoiled his glorious victory. It would be worse to acknowledge that you had done so. He must continue on his course or show weakness. He will return to his plans to throw Olay into chaos, and then conquer it for Devinter.
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your...
I would be happy to share it with you.
We'll talk...
Goodbye.
Okay, that was fast talk. And this leads outside. Outside. Ugh. It's hard to talk low and clear. If I'm even talking clear at all. Fuck you, Dorian. We'll talk to you last. What's up?
There are 47 ways to purify wyvern venom to make it safe for human consumption.
Thanks.
Did you know that Seeker Cassandra's ancestor lived for over 120 years? Can't talk, I found an inappropriately shelved tome this morning, and I have to figure out how it got there. I hope the Spy Master doesn't have me flogged. The things they say about the Spy Master, they scare me.
Alright.
So much lore, so much information. So much lore, so much...
A request has been made of you, Inquisitor. Here it is.
Here are duties.
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
Adequate. Based on the partial improvements to Skyhold.
Okay.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor. A request has been made of you, Inquisitor. Here it is.
As you were.
You
Yes,
actually don't give me a request. You just say you do. Oh, this goes to Vivienne. Where does this go? Oh, that goes downstairs. Let's just make sure. Wait, what? Yeah, okay. This does go to where I think it does.